Today's positioning of the sun, everybody. The name's Blue Fang. It's a Sunday at 11:30. As of you seeing it, if you look down in the bottom hand corner of your screen, you can tell that it's not a Sunday when I'm recording it, but you know the time, you know the name, and you also probably know that last episode we did Meat Canyon characters. So what's the theme for all the characters combined here? 2000's movie protagonists. Manfred, Ice Age, Montgomery McQueen, Cars, Rodney Copperbottom, Robots, Roderick St. James, Flushed Away, Remy the Rat, Ratatouille, Bolt, Robert Jr., Over the Hedge, Barry B. Benson, A Bee Movie, Nemo, Finding Nemo, Robert Parr, Mr. Incredible, Boog, Open Season, Wally, Mumble, Happy Feet, Lilo Pelikai, Lilo and Stitch, Carl Fredrickson, Up, Flint Lockwood, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Alex the Lion from Madagascar, Susan Murphy from Monsters vs. Aliens, Shrek from Shrek, Poe from Kung Fu Panda, What is his name from Polar Express, Otis from Barnyard, Cornelius Robinson from Meet the Robinsons, and Cody Maverick from Surf's Up. We got all the characters, we got their movies, now it's time to pick one. Actually, I can't pick one, so you're going to be here with me. Random number generator. Alright. So let's go you, Robert Parr, Wally, Flint Lockwood, Shrek, and Poe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's go with Lewis too. I really like Meet the Robinsons. 1 through 6. So to explain what number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright. Generate. 3. 1, 2. Flint Lockwood. And Shrek. Alright, so that seems to be. So we're going in with Flint Lockwood and Shrek as decided by the random number generator. I will and won't be disappointed if any of the other 6 win. Alright, so as the tribute stay on the podiums, the horn sounds. Carl gets a handful of throwing knives. Mr. Incredible gets as much food as he can. Lightning and Susan run away from the cornucopia. Mumble throws a knife into Cody's chest. RJ finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Rodney runs away. Poe snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Kid, Boog run. Manny grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. Remy gathers as much food as he can. Fitting. Wally takes a handful of throwing knives. Flint gathers as much food as he can. Again, fitting. Bolt, Barry, and Lilo work together to get as many supplies as possible. Otis grabs a jar of fishing bait while Nemo gets fishing gear. Roddy runs away from the cornucopia. Lewis scares Alex away from the cornucopia. Shrek takes a handful of throwing knives. Bolt travels to higher ground. Alex bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Boog and the kid work together for the day. Nemo searches for firewood. Lewis chases Lilo. Carl makes a slingshot. Wally attacks Roddy, but he manages to escape. Flint, Otis, and Barry get into a fight. Barry triumphantly kills them both. Fucking how? Also, by the way, this never happened, but Otis has udders. So I don't care what they say. Otis is a girl. Because that's not how cows work. The species is called bovine, cows are females, and bulls are males. There's your biology lesson for the day. Lightning receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Remy collects fruit from a tree. Mr. Incredible begs for Mumble to kill him. He refuses, keeping Mr. Incredible alive. Poe kills Susan for her supplies. Rodney discovers the river. Shrek steals from Manny while he isn't looking, and RJ fishes. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Cody from District 12, Alex from District 9, Flint from District 8, Otis from District 11, and Susan from District 9. So District 9 is completely out, and with 5 deaths, we go from 24 survivors to 19. Damn, alright. That's a start. Wally sets Lilo on fire with a Molotov. Lightning screams for help. The kid lets Bolt into a shelter. Remy, Rodney, RJ, and Mumble tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Manny is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Barry receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Roddy, Mr. Incredible, Lewis, and Boog sleep in shifts. Shrek is awoken by nightmares. Poe convinces Carl to snuggle with him. Nemo sets up camp for the night. Wally receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. The kid runs away from Poe. Roddy explores the arena. RJ, Shrek, Bolt, and Lewis hunt for other tributes. Not the best team. Well, I mean, you do have the inventor of time travel in Shrek, so maybe. Remy, Carl, and Mr. Incredible hunt for other tributes. I think their team is worse than this one. Mumbo goes fishing. Lightning tends to Nemo's wounds. Rodney overhears Boog and Barry talking in the distance. Manny sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. One cannon shot, and it's a Lilo from District 7. So with that, District 9 is still the only one out, but we did go from 19 survivors to 18. Let's keep going. Manny stays awake all night. Shrek attempts to start fire, but is unsuccessful. Barry loses sight of where he is. Roddy looks at the night sky. Lewis, Mr. Incredible, Wally, and Remy sleep in shifts. Nemo questions his sanity. Mumble, Poe, Rodney, and Bolt tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Carl destroys the kid's supplies like he's asleep. You're not Russell, I hate you. RJ lets Lightning into a shelter. Boog questions his sanity. Boog repeatedly stabs Lewis to death with sighs. Poe, Mumble, Wally, and Carl raid Rodney's camp while he is hunting. Blah. Roddy strangles Mr. Incredible with a rope. Manny, Nemo, the kid, and Remy raid Bolt's camp while he's hunting. Barry searches for a water source. RJ and Shrek make a wooden spear, and Lightning makes a slingshot. How? I don't know. There's 2 cannon shots, Mr. Incredible from District 5 and Lewis from District 12. So now, Districts 9 and 12 are out. And with 2 deaths, we go from 18 survivors to 16 survivors. Barry sees a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Shrek questions his sanity. RJ sees a fire but stays hidden. Nemo receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Roddy and Lightning huddle for warmth. Bolt fends Carl the kid and Wally away from his fire. Remy severely injures Bood and puts him out of his misery. Manny lets Mumble into his shelter. Poe throws a knife into Rodney's chest. Poe's a savage this time, wow. Barry discovers the cave. Poe stalks RJ. Lightning runs away from Manny. Nemo hunts for other tributes. Shrek receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Remy falls into a frozen lake and drowns. The kid camouflages himself in the bushes. Wally receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Bolt, Roddy, Mumble, and Carl hunt for other tributes. There's 3 cannon shots that can be heard. Boog from District 6, Rodney from District 2, and Remy from District 3. So, still only Districts 9 and 12 out, but with 3 deaths, I believe we're going from 16 survivors to 13. Nearly halfway done. Barry sets an explosive off, killing Shrek, Mumble, and Carl. Well, we're over halfway done, and at the top 10, and I can't win. Alright, a kid, Bolt, Manny, and Wally sleep in shifts. RJ lets Roddy into a shelter. Lightning questions his sanity. Poe receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Nemo receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Manny goes hunting. Roddy scares the kid off. Nemo's pricked by thorns of picking berries. Lightning overpowers Poe, killing him. Bolt tends to Barry's wounds. Wally discovers a river, and RJ receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. 4 cannon shots. Shrek from District 10, Mumble from District 7, Carl from District 8, and Poe from District 10. So, Districts 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12 are completely out. And with those 4 cannon shots, we go from 13 survivors to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. My math is right. I just couldn't notice the big green words. Also, Barry has 5 kills. Oh boy. I wonder if he can take the record of... I think he had to kill 11 people now. Wally receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Lightning, Roddy, and RJ sleep in shifts. Nemo tends to his wounds. Manny, Barry, the kid, and Bolt sleep in shifts. The cornucopia is replenished with food supplies, elements, and memoirs from tributes families. Roddy decapitates the kid with a sword. Manny and Barry decide not to go. Nemo strangles Bolt with a rope. Lightning bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Wally decides not to go. RJ bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Barry is unable to convince Wally to not kill him. Manny discovers the river. Roddy runs away from Nemo. That's 5 more cannon shots. The Kid, Bolt, Lightning, RJ, and Barry. So districts 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are completely out. We have gone from 9 survivors to 4. I'm gonna take a bet and say that Roddy's somehow gonna pull this off. Nemo dies from an infection. Wally looks at the night sky. Manny begs for Roddy to kill him. He refuses, keeping Manny alive. Wally collects food from a tree. Roddy strangles Manny with a rope. 2 cannon shots. Nemo from District 5 and Manny from District 1. So districts 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are completely out. Going from 4 survivors to 2. Is it Roddy or Wally who will win? I'm personally rooting for Wally, although I think it's going to be Roddy. It's Roddy. Roddy wins. All right. Now then, proceed to the list. In 24th, Cody Maverick from Surf's Up. In 23rd, Alex DeLion from Madagascar. In 22nd, Flint Lockwood from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. In 21st, Otis from Barnyard. In 20th, Susan Murphy from Monsters vs. Aliens. In 19th, Lilo Pelikai from Lilo and Stitch. In 18th, Cornelius Lewis Robinson from Meet the Robinsons. In 17th, Robert Parr, better known as Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles. In 16th, with 1 kill, Boog from Open Season. In 15th, Rodney Copperbottom. In 14th, with 1 kill, Remy the Rat from Ratatouille. And Rodney is from Robots. Bleh. In 13th, Shrek from Shrek. In 12th, with a single kill, Mumble from Happy Feet. In 11th, Carl Fredricksen from Up. In 10th, with 2 kills, is Poe from Kung Fu Panda. In 9th is a kid whose name I don't know from Polar Express. In 8th is Bolt from Bolt. In 7th, with 1 kill, is Lightning McQueen from Cars. In 6th, apparently his full name is Robert Jr. or RJ, but RJ from Over the Hedge. In 5th, with 5 kills to his name, that's honestly pretty impressive, Barry B. Benson from a B movie. In 4th, with 1 kill to his name, is Nemo from Finding Nemo. In 3rd, our highest going pacifist is Manfred, better known as Manny from Ice Age. In 2nd, with 2 kills, is Wally from Wally, and the winner with 4 kills to his name is Roderick St. James from Flushed Away. About average length. District placements in 12th 9, in 11th 12, in 10th 7, in 9th 8, in 8th 10, in 7th 11, in 6th 3, in 5th 4, in 4th 5, in 3rd 1, in 2nd 6, and in 1st 2. There you have it. That'll conclude 2000's movies. Animal Jam suggested this. I'm not sure if I said that in the beginning, but who cares? If you made it all the way to the end, go thank him. Next episode will be on Saturday, because I only do these on the weekend, and it will be Aliens. So stay tuned for that. But until that time happens, you know the name, you know where to find me. Push the button if you need help. And I'll see y'all later. Yada yada blah blah bye.